What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2025 The Loop 110. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Xfinity Series heads to the Chicago Street Course, the only street course race on the NASCAR schedule. A track that's very short, but puts on generally some very fantastic and really good racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The last time we ran here at the Chicago Street Course in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, we saw Shane Van Gisbergen put on a really good battle with Kyle Larson for the first half of the event, and then Shane Van Gisbergen drove off and dominated and picked up his third Xfinity Series win of 2024. He's back in the Xfinity Series for the first time this year and looks to defend a victory and pick up his first Xfinity Series win of the 2025 season. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before I go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is actually looking really promising for Saturday. It's going to be 90 degrees as a high, with 76 degrees as a low, with a 0% chance of rain with mostly sunny skies. It's going to be really more headed out to the racetrack of Chicago on this 4th of July weekend, but the weather generally is a lot better than it was last year around this time. It'll be really, really nice, and it will be hot, but it won't be terrible when it comes to conditions for the racetrack this weekend at Chicago. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. Usually for street course race or road course or normal races, I've got 2 suck picks, 2 underdog picks, a winner's pick, and 4 drivers you can watch out for. But because we have a street course weekend for Xfinity, I got 3 suck picks, 3 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who I don't think will have the pace and speed. I got 3 underdog picks, 3 drivers who desperately need a good run. I think I'll have a really good run this weekend or really good at this type of track. And I have my winner's pick for this weekend, the driver that's going to win the race overall. And I have the drivers to watch out for, and that is still going to be 4 drivers you need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's just jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2025 The Loop 110? My first suck pick for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course is a driver of the 11 car for Kaulig Racing, Josh Williams. Josh Williams' second season with Kaulig Racing so far has been on a downward spiral. This 11 team just doesn't have the consistent pace and speed, and when he does have good speed, he ends up getting caught up in someone else's mistake or someone else's wreck. I just don't trust Josh Williams on a road course either. He doesn't have the best speed and the track record on road courses in general. I don't think Josh is going to have a good run. Sadly, I think this 11 team is not going to be really, really good. I think Josh struggles and doesn't have the pace and speed to contend this weekend at the Chicago Street Course. My second suck pick for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones, generally so far in 2025, he has actually had a really, really good season. He had an okay run the last time we ran a road course race at Mexico City. However, Brandon Jones just does not have a lot of consistency on these types of tracks. He doesn't always have the pace either. He generally runs around 15 to 20 at best when he runs at these types of tracks. And I think while Joe Gibbs Racing does have a really strong and good road course program, I don't trust Brandon Jones on road course in a nutshell. It's been a really bad season, and not bad season for him, but it's been a really bad run at road courses this year. I think Brandon Jones will struggle a little bit this weekend at Chicago. And my third and final suck pick for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course is a driver of the 4 car for Alpha Prime Racing, Parker Retzlaff. Parker Retzlaff started the season off on a really, really good note. He had some really good speed, but he's not been that great on road courses so far this year. Of course, he DNQ'd at Circuit Americas, and he struggled a lot at Mexico. And in the last 7 races, he has had 5 finishes of 35th or worse, and hasn't scored a single top 10 finish, only 1 top 15 finish in the last 7 races. Parker Retzlaff just has not run well since a really good race he had at Rocky, and where he finished second. I don't trust Parker Retzlaff. I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for him this weekend. He doesn't run good at these types of tracks. I don't think it'll be a major factor this weekend at Chicago. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2025 The Loop 110. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course is a driver of the number 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Jack Perkins. Jack Perkins is making his first of 2 scheduled NASCAR Xfinity Series starts of 2025. And Jack Perkins, I think, is someone who is a pretty talented race car driver who is getting a really good opportunity here. With his experience in racing in V8 supercars and other supercar ranks as well, I think he will be a pretty big factor for a good run this weekend. The guys who come from supercars have generally been really, really good at these types of tracks. I think he's going to be really strong. I think he's going to have a good car, especially driving for JGR. Would not be surprised if he could be a major threat for the win this weekend at Chicago. My second underdog pick for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course is a driver of the 24 car for Sam Hunt Racing, Kaz Grala. When this 24 car has shown up to the racetrack for the most part this season, this car has been fast regardless of who's been behind the wheel. And Kaz Grala is no exception. He is a really good road course racer. He can get the best out of equipment. This is his first Xfinity start in quite some time. I think he's going to have a good run. He's a good road course guy. Remember, he led laps in his Cup debut when he drove the 3-car substitution for Austin Dillon back in 2020. I think Kaz Grala can have some really good speed. I think Kaz Grala will be a factor for at least a top 10 this weekend at Chicago. And my third and final underdog pick for this weekend at Chicago is a driver 32 car for Jordan Anderson Racing, Austin Green. Austin Green, I think, is going to be pretty fast this weekend. Every single road course race I've seen that guy run in Xfinity, he's been a major factor. I don't think he's had to finish outside of the top 15 on road courses so far this year. I think he's going to have a really good car. He's been one of the stronger guys when Jordan Anderson Racing shows up there. I think he's going to have some good speed. I think Austin Green will be a factor for a pretty good run this weekend at the Chicago Street Course with Jordan Anderson Racing. And now we're going to jump on to the winner's pick for the 2025 Loop 110. Who am I picking to win? Now, generally, there is one guy that I usually pick for NASCAR Xfinity Series races to go to victory, and that is Connor Zilisch. But I am not picking Connor Zilisch to win this weekend. And the reason for that is because there's a guy who, in my opinion, is a better overall road course guy at the moment, who's back in Xfinity for the first time, and that is Shane Van Gisbergen. I am picking the driver of the number 9 car for Junior Motorsports, Shane Van Gisbergen, to pick up his 4th career NASCAR Xfinity Series win and his first win of 2025. Shane Van Gisbergen is the odds-on favorite going into weekend. Yes, Connor Zilisch is fantastic at road courses, and it's going to be a really good battle between him and SVG for the win, but I think SVG is going to beat Zilisch. I think he's going to have some good competition, and I think the field's going to be a little closer with the more experience at this track, but at the end of the day, it's SVG at a road course, it's SVG at a street course. He's a favorite every time we come to these types of tracks. I think Shane Van Gisbergen will pick up the win this weekend at Chicago. And now we're going to jump on the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Chicago. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you need to watch out for this weekend at Chicago is a driver of the 88 car for Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilisch. It's not just based off the fact that Connor Zilisch is one of the best road course racers in the field, but you look at his speed. In the last 5 consecutive races, Connor Zilisch has finished no worse than 5th, and he's been super consistent on the racetrack. He's had a ton of speed this year. He's jumped up to 5th in the regular season standings. He's been the fastest guy outside of Justin Allgaier in recent weeks. I think Connor's going to be good, and I think he'll be a major factor and could potentially get his 3rd win of the year and his 2nd win in the last 3 races. He will be factored definitely for the win. The second driver you need to watch out for this weekend at Chicago is a driver 7 car for Junior Motorsports, Justin Allgaier. If Justin Allgaier does not have reliability problems like he's had at some of these road course races, he's generally a really, really big factor. The Junior Motorsports cars continue to be really, really strong this season. I think Allgaier's got a really good chance to win. He's been the fastest guy most of the year so far. I think Allgaier's going to have a really good car. I think the JRM cars are going to bring some really, really good speed this weekend. I think Allgaier can be a major, major factor to go to victory lane this weekend at the Chicago Street Course with Junior Motorsports. The third driver you need to watch out for this weekend at Chicago is a driver of the 41 car for the Haas factory team, Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer started off really consistent, then there were some inconsistencies with this team, but Sam Mayer is really, really good on road courses. He is one of the top guys at these types of tracks, and I think he had some good speed last year in this race as well. Half of his wins in Xfinity competition have come at this type of track. And also remember the Haas factory team, which was Stewart Haas Racing a couple years ago, they won the inaugural race with Cole Custer. I think they're going to bring some pretty good pace this weekend. I think that number 41 car will be pretty strong. I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity to potentially get it done. I think Sam Mayer will be up front contending for a win this weekend at Chicago. And the fourth and final driver you need to watch out for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course is a driver of the number 21 car for RCR Austin Hill. This one might surprise a lot of people for me picking him, but Austin Hill is usually up front at these types of tracks. He's going to have some Cup Series experience by getting on the track this weekend as well. And on top of that, Austin Hill, prior to the last 2 races, where the race at Atlanta, he really never got a chance to show anything. He had 4, 5, or 6 consecutive finishes of 7th or better. He's been consistent prior to the last couple weeks. I think he's going to have a really fast car. I think RCR is going to bring some good speed, maybe even for their Cup car as well. I think Austin Hill will be a factor for a really good run this weekend at Chicago. So, those are my race 6 for the 2021 The Loop 110 at Chicago. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Josh Williams, Brandon Jones, Parker Retzlaff. My underdog picks are Jack Perkins, Kaz Grau, and Austin Green. My winner's pick is Shane Van Gisbergen. And the ones to watch out for are Connor Zilisch, Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, and Austin Hill. Those are my race picks. So that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2025 The Loop 110 at Chicago. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so that if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and combo your picks for this weekend at the Chicago Street Course. Who are your race picks? Let me know your suck picks, your underdog picks, your winner's pick, and let me know your drivers you're watching out for this weekend's Xfinity Series race at Chicago. Let me know your picks in the comments below. If any major news breaks before the end of the day, we'll discuss it live on the channel. If not, tomorrow we are going to have the Cup race picks for the Grand Park 165. We are also going to have the paint scheme video for the Chicago Street Course weekend in general. Then Friday, we're either going to have a video talking about where maybe Daniel Suarez could end up driving for in 2026, or we may do a video talking about some news that's broken over the course of the last couple of days. There was some news around Dodge that came out with Tim Kunick is coming in. We'll maybe talk about Cletus Farr and all that around that a little bit as well. We're also going to, on Saturday and Sunday, we are going to have some videos drop, and then we're going to have basically the race picks for the race reviews for Xfinity and Cup at those tracks. We got a lot of content coming out. People like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Cards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Red Bull, other people like Carson Quaffle, Connor Zilisch, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, you name it. We'll talk about Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, all the good stuff. We'll be talking about the channel along with Chase Elliott in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.